I know it can be hard right now, but you gotta have faith in Dogecoin and also what Elon Musk is going to do. And the reason why is because if you sell now, if you're not buying more in this market, you're going to regret it massively when Dogecoin does start spiking. And that's why I'm covering this the way I am, because Elon Musk is continuing with his plan. He's continuing to respond to Dogecoin accounts. He is continuing to say positive things about Dogecoin and mention Dogecoin spaces and Dogecoin missions and all this sort of stuff that we like to see from Elon Musk. Confirmation that he is indeed still very much so on the Dogecoin train. And that's important because we all know he's a huge factor in why I'm so confident Dogecoin will be going past $5. If you look at Elon Musk and all he's done, and you don't think he can get Dogecoin past $5, then what the heck world do you live in? Clearly not the same one as me. By the way, if you are interested in more in-depth Elon Musk updates, I highly recommend you check out my other YouTube channel, Matt Wallace Millionaire. This channel, I cover a lot of inside scoops on Elon Musk, things he's exposing, including very controversial subjects. And I'm going to give you information that you probably will not see anywhere else. And I have to be careful with some of these videos because you can't actually talk about this stuff on YouTube. But I do anyway. And I use a certain trick called word disguising, where I never say the actual words I'm supposed to say, and that allows me to cover these extremely controversial topics in a way that I cannot on this channel, because that's also not the topic of this channel. But more importantly, just go check it out, Matt Wallace Millionaire. I think you'll love it a lot. I'll put a link in the description and pin comment, but don't use the link. Just Google Matt Wallace Millionaire or YouTube search Matt Wallace Millionaire and check it out. We also have a big swing crypto pick that is coming up soon here in less than 2 weeks. This is going to be on the BNB chain. This is a crypto pick that I am working with a really great team to launch. This crypto pick is not like anything that has been launched ever in our community. And the reason why is because every single person that's part of this is based in the United States, first of all. Second of all, we have absolutely no possible way for there to be greed or anything like that that takes a hold of it. And the reason why is because all team members, anyone associated in any way, first of all, very few people even have any access whatsoever. Only people fully trusted in the United States. Second of all, everyone who is part of the team in any capacity has to buy on the open market themselves. No one gets free tokens just for being part of the team. Also, the tax is extremely low and just goes directly to the main contract function, and then also to a very small liquidity tax. That's it. Those are the only two things that are coming from taxes. So this token, absolutely no way can possibly be used for greed, which is what so many projects have failed from. And so that's why I think this is very exciting. It also has a really cool contract feature that you probably have never seen before that I think you'll really enjoy using. We also have some big news to talk about, but by the way, if you do want to join, it is a tiered approach. Whale Family, VIP, then full release. And so if you want to join right now, mattwallace.io or patreon.com/Matt Wallace. You can join either place. Patreon is the most popular place to join, so I recommend going and checking that out. Also, the website is great as well if you don't have a Patreon account already. So join in either place, and I think you'll be very happy when we do launch this pick soon. But take a look at this. You can see they have banned crypto mining. I'm talking more about Dogecoin in a second here. They've banned crypto mining to some capacity in New York, the first of its kind ban like this of a state. Now, you're still allowed to use the electric grid to mine cryptocurrency. You're still allowed to use solar panels, but what you're not allowed to do anymore is use fossil burning plants as power sources to mine cryptocurrency, which is ironic because what does the power grid run on? It runs on a lot of these fossil fuel based power plants. So you're still using it. You just have to go through the system. It's a little bit silly and ironic and doesn't really make a lot of sense. But the fact that they banned this just goes to show you how out of touch politicians are with reality. Because the reality is, the environment right now is massively impacted in a negative way by only a couple of things, and cryptocurrency absolutely isn't one of them. And even still, those things that are massively negatively impacting it, even still, that's a massive overreach by a lot of people in the government as to exactly the specifics of those impacts and exactly what they're causing. So you already take off one layer there and you expose the truth. Then you take off another layer and you realize cryptocurrency is way more efficient in terms of its environmental impact than the current banking system. And we've been over this a number of times. If you want to press like, you're certainly welcome to do that. It does help us to spread the messages of truth and fight back against the messages of the lies. Right now, you can see right here, there's a picture of a fossil fuel plant. But the point is, even if you're mining crypto with fossil fuels and using that as your banking system, that's way more efficient than having hundreds of thousands of locations across the world and across the United States of actual physical banks that take up a lot of energy. You have to drive to them. You have to have electricity running those banks. There's a lot of different functions of those systems. Plus, also, they have the computers running in back rooms that still actually facilitate those transactions. So the banks have both the computers and also physical locations and a lot of other problems associated with them, as opposed to cryptocurrency, which is way more efficient and should be the future. There should be absolutely no crypto mining bans in place. If you want to ban something for the environment, you're welcome to ban actual banks. Go for it all you want. And then we can have cryptocurrency take over. By the way, Dogecoin, now the 4th most popular cryptocurrency on BitPay, which is nice to see. We just saw in India, it became the most popular cryptocurrency on their top exchange. Now you combine that with becoming the 4th most popular cryptocurrency on BitPay, and boom, Dogecoin's starting to gain some traction right now, as Elon Musk has also been dropping some truth bombs on Twitter. Take a look at this. Colleges prioritized making people feel perfectly safe over everything else and produced a generation afraid to fail and thus afraid to take risks and thus on pace to accomplish extremely little. I believe he's talking about millennials, and there's some truth to that. I mean, millennials have done some good stuff, right? There's a lot of millennials who are part of this channel, part of the show, but typically people who are into cryptocurrency, millennials who think outside the box, we're not like that. We aren't afraid to fail. We're business minded. We're willing to invest. But a lot of people who are around our age, who are in similar generations or our generation, a lot of people are not like that. They're not like us. They're very simple-minded. They never think outside the box. They never come up with creative solutions. They just want to stick with the mold, and that's why the system was created the way it was created. It's supposed to create people who work in these jobs that no one else wants to do and feel satisfied to some degree with that, even though a lot of people in those positions are unhappy. And that's why we want to break out of the system. That's why we want to break out of the mold and become wealthy. That's why we want to use cryptocurrency to advance our own ability to not have to work, right? To not do a normal job. That's why we're focused on this. We're focused on business. And I'm sure almost all of us here, not just cryptocurrency, have plenty of other business-minded things that we're thinking about and planning and doing. And that's what makes us different than other people in our generation. But unfortunately, there still are a lot of people like that. And you can look at it a good way and a bad way. The good way is, well, we need people to do those jobs, right? It makes our lives better. But the bad way is, for those specific people, it makes their life worse. And so that's why we just don't want to be those people ourselves. That's all we can really do. We can't control other people. And it also does have the other negative impact of the mind risks, causing a lot of people to want to fall in line and think very monolithically, not think in a very logical way whatsoever, and vote especially based on those thinkings, which can lead to a disaster in terms of economic policy in the government. Blatantly false information can spread to hundreds of thousands of people on Twitter in just a few minutes. I've seen it multiple times today at Elon Musk. There should have been a way to anonymously flag community notes for review, and that's one of the biggest things he's adding. Community notes allows you to test and to prove that things are true or not. It stops people from being able to just blatantly spread false things without any check or balance in place, and it's been already very helpful, even in telling you if someone's a joke or not, which is kind of funny. Because a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people can't see the difference between a joke or not. And so community notes is super helpful here. Be wary when choosing your role models. Many have the money and resources to subsidize their bad decisions. You might not. Is that an Andrew Tate reference? Possibly. Elon Musk with the double eye emoji. I mean, there's some truth to that, right? Most people need to be saving until they get to that point and not actually starting off following people who are spending crazy amounts of money and doing all these foolish things. You got to save first, work hard at first, build your way up, invest in cryptocurrency, make the future bright by working extremely hard right now and changing your life to the degree you can to make it more difficult so that's easier in the future. You have to do a check and balance there. Unless you're just the son of a billionaire or something, then you lucked out. But besides that, or the daughter, I guess. Besides that, you may have to do some extra work there to get to that point. And it's worth it, though. It's many times work can be fun, too. It's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, right? That's why the world works. A lot of people enjoy their jobs. If no one enjoyed their jobs, the world would fail pretty dang fast. And that's just undeniably true. Bad news for thousands of investors. They don't own their accounts. This right here, pretty scary indeed. So we saw a judge rule that a lot of people involved with the crypto lender Celsius network do not actually own their accounts according to this judge's ruling. Now, we're hoping that gets overturned. We're hoping we see another ruling on this case that does in fact say that people do own their accounts, because you should. It's your money. You put it in there. You should own your account. The problem is, legally speaking, you have to sign that and check that box before you make an account on any of these places. And they put in the fine print, oh yeah, by the way, we actually own your account. You don't own anything. You own nothing and you be happy, according to Celsius Network, which is why you should not be holding your money on exchanges. You do not own it. They just said it right here. The court literally ruled this. They're basically stealing your money, and they can because it's their money, apparently, once you give it to them. You gave them your money. Nothing you can do about it now. Pretty ridiculous that this is even allowed to happen. This is a prime example of a failure of our legal system to actually protect investors and to protect people over protecting the big players in the game. So glad that we have an opportunity here on this channel to call that out and to continue to let people know the truth. By the way, it's also fun to see this. A lot of people still posting positive, fun memes about Dogecoin. A lot of people, crypto of the year Dogecoin. Look at that, planting a Dogecoin flag on the moon. I mean, it's nice to see. That is coming soon, by the way. We will see a Dogecoin flag planted on the actual moon. If you don't think Elon Musk is doing that, trust me, he is. I can tell you right now, Elon Musk has a plan to put a Dogecoin on the moon. The flag waving in the air as the earth is behind it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sight coming indeed. Great graphic as well from a Doge designer. But you can see websites that now accept crypto in the form of Dogecoin and payments. A lot of positive tweets, a lot of energy still in the Dogecoin area. Look at that tweet from I don't know what that is. That looks like something we probably shouldn't watch on YouTube, or else we could get in trouble. It didn't do anything bad yet. It was just a girl sitting there. But who knows where that video is going? We just got to be careful. I mean, I'm live right now. I don't want to get banned. We need more Doge move up. Matt, is Trust Wallet safe? Says Alan. Trust Wallet is relatively safe, yes. I mean, there's always risks with anything. I wouldn't recommend holding all of your money in Trust Wallet. I would recommend doing MetaMask, Trust Wallet, and My Doge. Those three. My Doge Wallet is an app you can get. MetaMask, an app you can get. And Trust Wallet, an app you can get. Get those three apps, My Doge, Trust Wallet, and MetaMask. You want all three of them, and then you can hold your Dogecoin on those apps. And if you want to buy more Dogecoin, and specifically My Doge Wallet, you can hold your Dogecoin on. You cannot hold your Dogecoin in its current state on MetaMask or on Trust Wallet, unfortunately, even though there are some ways around that. But I would just recommend making it easier on yourself. Get My Doge Wallet, and you can hold your Dogecoin there. And even if you want to take, say, Ethereum or BNB and turn it into Dogecoin, here's another thing you can do. Let's say you have your Dogecoin on Robinhood right now, which a lot of us do, right? I don't anymore. I took pretty much all of my Dogecoin off Robinhood. That was an announcement I made not that long ago. If you still have your Dogecoin on Robinhood and you want to take it off, but you don't want to register it anywhere, and you also have cryptocurrency in the form of Ethereum or BNB somewhere else, what you can do is use an app like Change Now and get that Dogecoin or Ethereum from those other wallets and move it to the form of Dogecoin. You're welcome to do that. By using Change Now, it lets you swap any crypto for another crypto. Then you can keep your Dogecoin in My Doge Wallet, and then you can take all of your Dogecoin out of Robinhood by selling it and cashing out directly to your bank account. So you still keep that decentralized Dogecoin by swapping it, so you still have just as much Dogecoin, but you didn't actually use that same exact Dogecoin, if that makes sense. So you're still keeping your Doge, but this time instead of having it on the exchange, which we now know according to this court ruling, you may not even be allowed to own unless they put another court ruling out that changes this or counters it. For now, you do not own that. They can take it from you at any point. If they don't like you, they could say no. They won't do that, right? That's very unlikely that anyone's going to take your Robinhood Dogecoin. So you're probably safe, especially if you have a few thousand in there, a few hundred. You probably don't need to do anything. It's not that big of a deal. If you have like 100,000 in there, more likely that you're going to want to take some action, at least for a part of that. Once again, I think you can mostly trust that Robinhood's not going to do anything wrong, but you can't ever trust them 100%. And considering some of the bad moves they've made, there's no doubt that there is a worry there that they could potentially still go bankrupt, as a lot of these other crypto exchanges have done. Fortunately, they're also very heavily focused on stocks as well, and that balances them out, so they're not too pivy to the risks of one sector or the other, but they still do have risks, and if they're losing money on the balance sheet every single year, they're going to go out of business eventually. It's only a matter of time. By the way, take a look at this. Bitcoin, we've seen the chart forming what looks to be a bump up to 19,000 soon. If Bitcoin is capable of going on this exact pattern, then that would mean you're going to make a decent profit within the next around a month or so, a little bit less than that. There is room right here for a nice size spike going from the beginning of 2022 all the way until around the middle of January here. That's what we're going to be looking for. The target is for it to break up into the top of this channel that it's been going along for a bit here. If it can break up, that's also going to spur Dogecoin to do better as well. So we're looking very closely at this. I've been watching it, monitoring it, if you will, and waiting to see exactly where this does form, where it does break out. You want 71 cents back. I agree, John O'Brien. That would be a good thing to see. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, if you're, maybe you like Dogecoin, maybe you love Dogecoin. But if you are interested in going and not just talking about Dogecoin only, come to my other channel. I highly encourage you to do that right now. Matt Wallace Millionaire. This channel is growing fast. We had a few hundred subscribers like a month ago. Now it's up to 4,000. 30,000 views there, 38,000 views there. Other views on videos include 11,000, 33,000, 5,000, 7,000. So we've been growing fast, 12,000. This channel is the future of Elon Musk updates, and there's a lot of very, very, very inside the loop stuff that you're not going to see anywhere else. Highly encourage you to check that out. Also, once again, I do recommend that you join the Patreon or the website. The Patreon, the most popular. The website is, if you don't have a Patreon, that's also a great place to join. You can join either way, and you get direct access to the crypto pick. Let me go ahead and show you this. So I've already updated my website here to actually talk about the crypto pick and what's happening with it. You can see new crypto launch coming soon. I've mastered out of crypto. I will teach you to do the same. And so you can join now right there and be part of the new crypto launch. Also, on top of that, we have a lot of different various projects that are in the works, ranging from giveaways to other things that involve cryptocurrency trading. And so if you want to be part of all of this, one of the best communities on the internet, where we've had multiple major calls in a relatively short period of time, considering how the crypto market has been moving. You can see top 5 picks there. Tking coin 210x, Dogecoin 140, Dogechain, that was one of the most recent picks. That was only a few months ago. Dogechain 16x, Helium 14x, Crow 12x. The market's looking good right now, and it's the time to be coming and joining. So go to patreon.com/MattWallace right now if you've never been part of the community. Just so you know, it is a tiered approach. So we have 3 different tiers: Whale Family, VIP, and To the Moon. Whale Family, first access, VIP 1 minute later, To the Moon 1 minute later, and To the Moon along with everyone else who is subscribed previously that still has something open. So there we go. Now you know how it works. Now you know how everyone gets access to these crypto picks. And so it'll be fun to watch this launch, which once again is, I think, the most honest launch that has launched so far in the last really 6 months during this entire market. Every single crypto project, for the most part, has had these little things in the contract that are a little bit slimy in some ways. This one, literally no possible way for greed to take over it, because there are no team members that are getting allocated tokens, not even one. Every single team member who wants to be part of this will buy in just like everyone else on the open market. Also, very few people have any access whatsoever to it to make it as safe as possible. And on top of that, everyone who does have any access whatsoever or has even been part of it in any way at all is based in the United States, and I know exactly where they live, who they are. And so we have a very tight-knit circle here, creating this project with a lot of use case that has a ton of potential to move up massively in the future. So you're going to want to be a part of this, even if you turn down every single other crypto project that we've been a part of. Even if you turn down every single other crypto project you've seen on social media, this is the one where you have a truly fair shot at making money from it, and there's not going to be any outside factor at play here. So be careful. Obviously, there's still risks involved, but if you're looking for by far the safest and best opportunity so far in this market, I don't think there's really any close second to this crypto pick. It could be absolutely massive. And we already saw a crypto pick in Bonk on Solana chain going up to over 100 million in volume very fast. We're going to see the same exact thing with multiple other projects, and I certainly hope this is going to be one. I was tempted right there to say it was going to be one, but I mean, I guess we can't predict 100% what's going to happen, right? All I can say is I'm very confident in it. I'm going to be investing a good bit of money in it myself after launch, a lot of money, and I plan to hold for a long time. Writing about the worst tech predictions ever, but even that's irrelevant. I mean, I'm not gonna. There's a limit anyway on how much each individual person is capable of buying as a total of the whole market anyway. So you can't. No one can own like 50% or 25% or even 10%. We have a limit that's going to be set with this project, so that no one can be greedy and get too much of it and then be able to hurt the project in the future. So even if someone did want to sell all of their tokens, no one person can have too big of an impact on the project, and I think that's how it should be. This is basically set up in every single way possible to be the best launch that we possibly can have. Instead of deleting your account, you should just change the name to Doge Wallace. I like that idea, Skynet. I like the way you think. Been buying Robinhood stock as well, says Jonathan Cortez. Not a bad idea. I mean, well, I guess actually, it's not a bad idea to be buying Robinhood stock because it's so low right now, but the only problem with that is you're going to have to be careful with when you sell, because you have to make it's Robinhood stock. I don't think it's going to last for the long run. I don't think it's going to be the future. So you have to just make sure there probably will be a nice bump up with Robinhood stock before we do see the falling off, if you will. And so you just have to be careful if you're buying it when you sell. As long as you sell at the right time, it can be a smart decision right now. Otherwise, if you don't plan to sell it soon, I would stay away from Robinhood stock, and I would invest in cryptocurrency instead. Or if you want to invest in stocks, there's a couple other ones I can show you that I like. Maybe I'll do that in the next episode here. But John, I'll go into a little more in depth of why I like certain stocks and why I've been investing in them, because I do invest in stocks too, and I've been very successful with it, even in this market. It's funny because I have I did a 401k, and they lost like 25% of my money. And I was just thinking, what's going on here? I'm giving you this money to invest. You're supposed to be a professional. Meanwhile, I'm personally investing in my own stocks, and I've actually beat the market this year. I've actually done well. So they're losing 25% of my money as professionals. Meanwhile, I'm beating the market. Why am I giving them any of my money again? Why am I even using a 401k? Maybe not the best idea. So what I did is I decided to switch, and now I just have an IRA and a no 401k. Because what's the point? Why am I giving them my money to lose it? Or at the very least, even if they're going to do something good with it, they're going to do way less good than what I'm doing myself. So at the end of the day, it's just that simple. You just got to be on top of things and be smart about it. And I could save a little bit more in taxes if I did both an IRA and a 401k, but then I think I'd lose more overall because I can't invest that money myself, and I'm way better at it than these quote-unquote professionals. I mean, why does anyone give their money to 401k and IRA at such a high rate? I don't get it. Just pick one or the other, I think, is smart, and invest the rest yourself and make more money long run. And then you also don't have to worry about it being taxed when you do eventually take it out anyway, because you're not really saving much. You still have to pay the taxes on it. What, you're going to save 10, 15% for them to lose your money? I mean, come on. It's just not worth it. 401k, IRA, some of the biggest ripoffs in some ways. Now, it's still good to put some money in, obviously, just as a safety net, but don't put too much of your money in there. Invest it yourself. That's way smarter, especially considering how they've been performing lately. But don't blame Matt. Blame yourself, says John. In regards to what? In regards to Dogecoin? I mean, you can blame me a little bit if you want. I mean, I have continued to make videos about it. It's fine. You can blame me a little bit. But yeah, you can't blame me all the way. I mean, the truth is the market's at fault. It's not my fault Dogecoin fell. And I did also tell you to sell your Dogecoin at the top. I told you to do that. So in that regard, there's really not a leg to stand on in terms of blaming me. But you could say, all right, well, Matt, you talked about it. All right, yeah, I did do that. You can blame me for that. But I mean, I was also saying some negative things. Not necessarily negative, but I was telling you the truth, which is that you probably should have sold at the top. And a lot of us did. A lot of us did take some profits. I didn't. A lot of us did. Anyway, I'm Matt Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you in the next video.